Hello, my name is Nick Price. I'm a special education teacher working with emotional impairment. Today I'm going to talk about the IEP process kind of at a glance. So the first thing that we talk about when we're looking at IEP is who's participating. So usually it's parent, guardian, school representatives, include teachers, special education teachers, general education teachers, and all of that. So usually it begins with a referral from a parent, guardian, administrator, or teacher that there is a student that needs to be evaluated, which involves the evaluation process, and that is something that is pretty simple. It relies heavily on observation, a lot of stuff from medical doctors with specific diagnosis, and just general classroom observations. And then it comes to the eligibility. So it's pretty simple. Is the student eligible for special education services based on their either medical diagnosis or observation? When you're writing an IEP, the answer is yes. So, first part is present level of academic achievement and functional performance. So that includes everything from academics to behavioral and social stuff that we go into. And that just is the baseline data, so for where the student is at academically, emotionally, and behaviorally. And this is both positive and where they need to work on. After that comes the special factors, supplementary aids, and assessments. So that is the section of what actually is the modification of the curriculum, what actually are the accommodations to the student, whether that is a one-on-one paraprofessional or break time throughout the day, or it can even be small group testing, something as simple as that. And this can be done daily, monthly, weekly. And as we're doing this, we're also documenting that. We're making these observations as we're documenting. So then that comes into our state assessment. So how are we doing our state assessments, whether it's testing, verbally, small group, whatever that may be. And then after that is our biggest part, our goal and objectives of the student. So what is the student trying to achieve in their individual plan? What are the things that they need to work on? If they need to work on their writing skills, that is something that is written out clearly and how it should be worked on, what their achievement level should be, and then that can also be documented throughout. If it's something more social or emotional, it's something like asking for breaks throughout the day as to not get overwhelmed. That's another thing that we can track and we can observe while we're doing that. And the goals and objectives are great because it's a section that is so individual to each person and each student learner. So after we get through that, then we can have our big program and services. So usually, for example, if we have a student with a disability, like a hearing impairment, they are going to have a specialized person that works with them on their hearing impairment, which allows them a specific thing. If it's something that is more social emotional, they'll have a specialized social worker that comes and works with the students. And this is all involved with the general education teacher and special education teacher working with all of these people, and that's why it's really great to include the people that I mentioned earlier who are involved in the IEP writing process. And then it comes into other considerations such as a shortened school day or accommodating a spot in the classroom or even a completely separate classroom for the student to be able to go to work on their goals with a special education teacher. And then of course we have all of the great documents with IDEA and FERPA and all of those things that are written out on the document to show what they're allowed to have. And probably the biggest thing that I always say as part of the IEP is that be in contact with parents and guardians, be in contact with the other members on the team of the IEP writing process. Because I've gotten IEPs that I go to work on a goal with the student and they've already completed all their goals, they can do it 100% every time, and then it becomes, well, what do I do now? So it might need to be rewritten or reevaluated. And keeping also in mind that that is what's most important, is getting the student engaged and in class and working to the best of their ability and being able to support them as best you can. So again, my name is Nick Price, special education teacher for emotional impairment, and I hope this was a very quick and very brief overview of the IEP.